give you a view from 50,000 feet of like what WORLDZ is. It unfolds like a story over the next 10 years, which we like to think of as chapters. And this is chapter 1, the Maiden Voyage. The greatest thrill about embarking on a maiden voyage is that you're going somewhere new and you're excited about what lies ahead. That rush and thirst for discovery keeps you going no matter what challenges or rough waters you may encounter. And I love that because I get to steer and we get to steer our own destiny and thereby the destiny of the world rather than sitting idly by. And the reason why we call it WORLDZ is because we want to take you and your world and collide it with you and your world to create your most inspiring outcomes, which we like to call doing the NBDB, which stands for doing what's never been done before. And I'd love to give you examples of what our communities of PTTOW and WORLDZ has created. Here's 3 examples. Imagine these 3 worlds: TV, music, and cameras. With that, we helped Discovery partner with iHeart and GoPro to create the #1 social impact movie of the year, Racing Extinction, having been seen by over 4 billion people. And all these people that have created these projects are here. And now imagine these 3 worlds: volleyball, sporting goods, and film, right? So with that, we helped Carrie Walsh partner with Dick's Sporting Goods and Tribeca Film Festival to help Carrie on her journey to her 4th consecutive Olympic gold medal, which is happening in 5 days in Rio, and she's gonna be here with us live from Rio tomorrow. And now imagine these 3 worlds: music, beverage, and sports. And with that, we helped Janelle Monáe partner with Pepsi to kick off the Super Bowl halftime show, which I'm sure all of you saw, on one of the biggest stages in the world. These examples that we create in our community and dozens more are the inspiration behind WORLDZ. We are a summit and year-round community uniting today's superstars and rising stars, all of you here, to shape the world of tomorrow. Because as John F. Kennedy said, if not us, then who? And if not now, then when? And just imagine what your world would look like and what you can co-create when you dream and collaborate with other WORLDZ members. Okay, who are these other WORLDZ members? We've been scouring the planet for the past 8 years, looking for the innovators, the dreamers, the rule breakers, those bold enough to believe that with enough effort and will, they too can alter the course of humankind. And you're one of those people. Each of you has been nominated to be here, and sitting next to you are some of the most creative and influential minds and brands that have ever been assembled in the world. Let's give it up. And as we all know, with every story, before you get to chapter 1, there's a preface. So if you don't mind, I'd like to share a little bit of mine. So I was born in Russia, and people from Russia are here. And our family came over when I was 5 years old, and we had less than $100. And I had a pretty kick-ass haircut, which I think is making a comeback. Our family worked hard, and eventually we moved to Orange County, and I became friends with this guy named Paul in high school. And he's here, that's why they're clapping. I remember going to his house, and that's the view from his family's home's living room. And they had a Ferrari in the driveway, and they had a Mercedes in the driveway, and this beautiful, loving family that traveled around the world, so generous, so hardworking. And so to me, that became kind of like my American dream. And so I was like, wow, like how do I get that? So I started watching what his dad did all the time, and I noticed that his dad always read the Wall Street Journal. So to me, that was the ticket. And so that became my dream, which is a really big dream when you're 16, you're in Orange County, which going beyond the orange curtain is like a whole journey, and didn't have any connections, and it's all the way in New York, but it was my dream. So I went to UCLA, and my junior year, I applied to 73 investment banks. And who here has seen Wolf of Wall Street or Boiler Room? Okay, that's like a number 31, like pretty good. I applied to 43 that were worse than that. And out of 73 applications, I got 0 offers. And as a matter of fact, I got 74 rejection letters because JP Morgan Chase, they rejected me twice. Which I thought was pretty messed up. And then my second dream was to work for MTV. And we all know that MTV stands for music television. I didn't have any experience in music or television. So I got rejected from there too. And then my third dream was to be a part of this private club called Allen & Company. And to be a member of that, you're like Warren Buffett or Bill Gates, these kind of titans kind of creating everything. And I didn't know like where to apply. I don't know if you get a secret handshake or like a letter, but I didn't get it, so I got rejected by them too. So there's my preface, pretty inspiring. It's not that funny. But as I stand here and I think about those intense rejections, especially at that time, there's only one thing that really comes to mind for me, which is thank God. Because when you dream and you're creating something new, rejection goes hand in hand. Dreams and rejection goes hand in hand. And as the Dalai Lama says, sometimes not getting what you want is a wonderful stroke of luck. Which in our lives right now, we're so used to instant gratification and getting what we want that sometimes life has a different path for us. You know, you make plans and God laughs. And so what I've learned is that, and when I say I've learned, it's really, I'm a sponge for other people's successes. When people are successful, I feel like I need to listen to that. And I found a formula for success, and I call it going off. If you do these 3 things, you can achieve whatever you can dream. O is for obsession, H is for hours, and F is for focus. Obsession in a healthy way, put in the hours so you wake up thinking about it and you go to sleep thinking about it, and focus, don't get distracted, whether it's social media or whether it's partying or traveling too much. But this is only to be the best in the world. If you want to be marginal, you don't have to follow these rules. But if you want to achieve epic success and be the best, that's what you have to follow. So when I got rejected from investment banking, I did like the opposite thing you could imagine. I went from sunny Southern California and I moved to like freezing Moscow. And that's a picture of me in front of one of the Onion Domes, and that's me interning. And then a year later, first of all, my parents freaked out because they fled from Russia because of like all this persecution. And then I'm going back, they're like, what's wrong with you? But that was my dream, and I applied instead of to all 73 investment banks, I reapplied only to the top 6. And out of those top 6, I got offers from the top 3. And I took my offer from Credit Suisse, which was my dream job. Remember how I got rejected from MTV? Well, I was obsessed with it. I was gonna put in the hours and I was focused. So I started my first company, and it was called Access 360 Media. What we did was create MTV when you're shopping. We built it from 1 store to over 10,000 stores, one of the largest retail and mall networks for fashion and music, like our own version of MTV. And that's my bedroom, and that's my computer in my bed. And those are some of our screens. And that's been an epic journey. And how I got rejected from Allen & Company, well, I was like, fuck it. We're gonna create our own private club to shape the world of tomorrow. And just 3 years later, this is a picture from when we got the Dalai Lama to join us. That's Terry Hardy, my co-founder. That's Will.i.am, obviously. Bob, the founder of Quicksilver. Kelly Slater. And if you look at my face, like I still can't believe that happened. And so with me, one of my heroes is Winston Churchill. And this is a commonality, the biggest commonality of the most successful people is success is going from failure to failure without losing any enthusiasm. Whenever anyone says no to me, they know that's the only way to get me to really do something. And so if you follow these 3 rules, you can achieve your own epic success. Find something that you can love and you can obsess over in a healthy way. Put in the hours. Put in the hours, and then be focused so you don't get distracted. As we create worlds, the tip of the spear is by our cultural titans. The chairs that you're sitting in, the computer that you're holding, the phone that you're holding is created by people. And so we want to recognize people who are creating tomorrow's culture. And that's why we have our titans, so you can learn from them. Later today, you're going to hear from the epic Cascade for Music and Tony Hawk. Tomorrow, you're going to hear from Kerry Walsh and Tony Gonzalez for football. And then tomorrow night, at our epic Titan dinner and party, you're going to hear from Rob Dyrdek and Quincy Jones, the epic Quincy Jones. And that's going to be a blowout. That's going to be a fun party. The party night's going to be great too. So we all want to change the world. That's why we're here. And so 3 years ago, we reached out to President Mandela, the late President Mandela and his family, to be able to recognize him as an icon. And only in his infinite wisdom did he say, instead of recognizing me, can you recognize individuals carrying on my good work? And so we created the Nelson Mandela Changemaker Awards, recognizing individuals that are creating epic social change in social activism, protection of children, and HIV/AIDS. And tomorrow, we're going to have 3 of our changemakers here. You'll hear from Hugh Evans, head of Global Citizen Festival. They have their epic music festival coming up, Global Poverty Festival, in just a month and a half. You're going to hear from Katie Myler, who's Times Person of the Year. And then tomorrow, you're also going to hear from Jane Rosenthal, who's the CEO of Tribeca Industries. And I also want to shout out, is Kwaku here? Well, when you guys see Kwaku Mandela, he's Nelson Mandela's grandson, and he flew in to be here with us for the next couple of days, so make sure you say hi to him. So grateful to have him come all the way to be here with us. We have an epic 2 days in store for you. We have keynotes that are going to help you have a creative awakening. We have over 40 master courses that are going to give you a toolkit for success. We have in-conversation pods with the masters that are going to give you the formula to achieve greatness. We have brain dates. Have you guys seen the brain dates? The reason you came here is to meet other epic people. Make sure you get on those brain dates to be able to meet them. And then across this entire journey, we have our epic, our awesome, elite ambassador team. I want to say a few thank yous, and if you don't mind holding your applause to the end. Starting an organization is extremely difficult in the best case scenario, and our team are all founders, and what they've put into this to make these 2 days epic for you guys, I'm just beyond humbled and grateful for. I want to thank the team here at Skirball for taking care of us and hosting us. I want to thank my co-founder, Jim Sullis, our creative maestro. Jim, raise your hand. We have over 32 strategic partners in our inaugural year. Glad I got that right. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to put on this show. And so I'm so grateful to all of our partners that have been friends. I wouldn't say they're partners, they're really, really friends. And then most importantly, I wanted to thank all of you. If you weren't here, then these chairs would be completely empty, which would be pretty weird. And we wouldn't be able to put on this show. And if there's one commonality our team has, is that we love hosting other people and making their dreams come true. So thank you guys so much. The most important thing to us and our team is our ethos. So one is radical inclusion. The most important thing that we have is each other and community. So if you see somebody by themselves or you don't know them, go up to them and don't just shake their hand, give them a hug. The second is step out of your comfort zone. If you want to know what the most successful people do, is that they learn how to be comfortable outside of their comfort zone. And then 3, step up and shape the world of tomorrow, because you deserve it. Your friends deserve it. Your family deserves it. Your coworkers deserve it. Everybody in this room deserves it. And you, if not you, there's no one else to do it. So we want you to do that. And then finally, as we write this first chapter in the story of worlds, think about your story. What legacy do you want to leave? Because we want you to look back 10 years from now and say that I was a founding member of WORLDZ, and this journey has been awesome. Thank you.